everyone here okay? Look, I don't know how many people got too much interest in this part of it today, and I can make this as long or as short as you wish. So I guess I'm just here. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Quanta, for the opportunity. I started my journey with Quanta about 3 years ago. It was probably 3.5 years ago when I was evaluating the market and seeing what was out there. And I have to say that even after 3 years and seeing other products that have become available on the market since then, if I had to make the same decision now, I wouldn't make a different decision, because I guess at the end of the day, Jim wasn't modest enough earlier to say that he thinks he's got the best product, but I can put my hand on the heart and say that I think he does have the best product, because I have been around dwelling clinics that have bought lots of other so-called latest and greatest technology, and the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And when you ask to look at people's before and after shots, there are a lot of disappointed people out there that have paid a lot more money for systems that aren't delivering on. So I'm just here today not to talk too much about technicalities of it, because Jim and Luca can talk all about that till the cows come home. We had a good user discussion this morning and talked about lots of interesting cases. So this is just really a little bit of a showcase for some of the things that we've achieved in the last 3 years. Over that period, we've treated more than 500 customers now. We've performed about 3,500 treatments, and we've just replaced the flash lamp in our laser for the first time. 3 years and 13 million shots we got out of it. I think when we first bought the Q+C, Jim said, look, it might be good for 6 or 7 million. So I was pretty happy when we got the 13 million shots out of it. Even then, at the end of the day, it's a very small expense to replace the flash as opposed to anything else. So very pleased with how it's going as I said. So wouldn't operate without a Ruby laser. If anyone's serious about tattoo removal, then you must buy a machine that's got a Ruby laser in it, because otherwise you can't truly treat the blues and greens, and it's also a very useful laser when you're dealing with some of the stubborn blacks that the 1064 might have trouble getting to. So if you're serious about tattoo removal, you need to buy a machine that's got a Ruby laser in it, and Q+C does. Look, at the end of the day, as I said earlier, the proof is in the pudding, or the proof is in the eating. There are lots of clinics around and lots of machines and manufacturers that claim to be able to take tattoos off in 3 to 5 treatments. I can show you examples of tattoos that came off in 3 treatments. I can show you examples of tattoos that came off in 17 treatments. The first thing you learn in this business is that every single tattoo is different. There's so many variables that go into the tattoos that you're treating, whether it's the skin type, the type of ink, the depth of the ink, so many different variables that get manifest in the tattoos that you're treating. So, if somebody puts up on their website and says, yes, I guarantee you can take your tattoos off in 3 or 5 treatments, then, rush in there and hit them up, because you'll be the winner if they're going to guarantee it. In my experience over these 3 years, it's probably more like an average of between 8 and 10 treatments realistically to get rid of most tattoos. Some of them more, where they involve more colour in different parts of the body, but realistically, that's how many treatments you're talking about. And with the Ruby laser, the 694 wavelength in the Q+C machine, you can treat the blues, you can treat the greens, you can treat the stubborn black. So in our business, we can treat the whole range of colours that present to us from a tattoo removal perspective. Look, these are just some examples along the way. Big difference between these 2 tattoos. The one on the left had a lot of really deep line work. The one on the right was more lighter style tattoo shade, but at the end of the day, they both took about the same number of treatments. They're both on similar parts of the body. You can see on this tattoo on the right here, where the word believe was, when it was tattooed onto the guy's arm, it was actually tattooed very heavily, and it created scarring at the application of the tattoo. So at the end of the treatment, the ink is all gone. You can still see there's a slight little bit of raised skin where it was scarred from the application of the tattoo, but otherwise it's a nice clean result. This is the same guy that was into his smoking cherubs. This guy's a bit of a pin-up guy for us. He had 2 sleeves of not sleeves as in complete sleeves, but lots of discrete tattoos on both arms when he first walked into our business 2.5 years ago, and now he's got nothing on either arm, so he's very pleased. Here's another example. That's on a young lady's ankle, a simple black tattoo, and it came off in 7 treatments. So, look, these tattoos on the left here, these are the typical examples of your amateur tattoos that you see, walk in every week. Some of these people have been walking around with tattoos on them that have been covered up by band-aids or their garments for 30 or 40 years, to a shame. Some of them have grandkids and partners that have never known they've had tattoos before, and they typically come off in about 1 treatment, between 1 and 3 treatments for your amateur tattoos. So there's instant gratification. Some of these disappear instantaneously. When you treat a tattoo, it frosts up, you get a nice response on the skin. And for these types of tattoos, typically when the frosting disappears, the tattoo is gone. So there's instant gratification. These people, it changes their lives. They don't have to wear a band-aid on my arm anymore. I can wear a different bikini, blah, blah, blah. Another example here, 7 treatments on the neck, greater vascularity, generally a greater rate of clearance than somewhere else in the body that doesn't enjoy the same sort of circulation. Obviously, not everybody wants a complete removal. Most of my clients do want complete removal. There's probably 5% of clients that want it faded sufficiently for a cover-up. These sorts of examples. This was the end of the user conference, the discussion that we had this morning. We talked about some interesting cases, and like everything, you always come across some challenging cases. You come across specific inks and specific tattoos that respond in different ways. I won't go into this now because it's more targeted for this morning. But really, there was another slide that was on the other presentation. But, this one, and it was really just saying that if you are considering adding tattoo removal to your business, then please only do it with laser. There are other methodologies out there that people are proposing, that people are using. And in my experience, we've got a lot of those clients who come in after they've been left scarred with a partially removed tattoo from those other methodologies. So the fact that you're in the room here, if you're considering tattoo removal, you can only do it with laser for a really good result. And B, I think you're mad if you don't choose Quantum, because I've proofs of the pudding in the eating. That's it.